in D flat, so that's not a great guitar, you know, just to get the right voicings for that
Right.
Celtic kind of thing. So I took my songbook at the rehearsal and I totally went through and wrote numbers down for everything. Because I can't think in D flat as a guitar player. What guitar player thinks in D flat?
Right, right.
So if a piano player or somebody's arranging for you and it's in some odd guitar key, the numbers help me.
Right.
You know, I can think numbers even when I can't think in F sharp or something.
Do they ever throw charts at you on PK and with numbers on it?
No, but I will translate them to numbers. Because I can read the numbers, if it's in an odd key, I can read the numbers faster than I can read, again, in some odd guitar key.
Right.
We were doing How Great Is Our God in C sharp, or D flat again. It's like, okay, I couldn't really think well in that key with the capo, because I got the capo on. So, numbers help me. Yeah.
Every step of faith, every sacrifice, every prayer that's prayed from an honest heart. You alone deserve every breath of worship. I just want to say how great you are. 'Cause it's all for you. Every song of praise is all for you. Every hand that's raised, everything I am, everything I do is all for you, all for you. I wanna let you know, Jesus, you are my hero. I'm a grateful soul that's been redeemed. All creation sings, and all the earth adores you. From the highest star to the deepest sea. Lord, and it's all for you. Every song of praise is all for you. Every hand that's raised, everything I am, everything I do is all for you, all for you. And it's all for you. Every song of praise, Lord, it's all for you. Every hand that's raised, everything I am, everything I do is all for you, all for you. It's all for you. Yeah.
There are basically 4 types of triads. That's it. 4 types. There's major, minor, augmented, and diminished. Okay, so we've talked a lot about major, minor triads, but let's take a look at the theory of triads. So right here we have a basic C chord. The root of the chord, we say the 3rd and then the 5th. So that's, again, we're using the language of theory, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Okay, C, E, G. Now, that is a major chord. In order to get a minor chord, we can alter the major chord. That's how we get to these other chords. It's the best way to think about it, I think, theoretically. So start with your major chord, and to get to a minor chord, to create a C minor, okay, we need to do one thing, and that is flat the 3rd degree of the chord a half step. So that's a flat right there. So instead of C, E, G, now we're going to do C, E flat, G. And we can all hear the difference, and I'll play them for you in a minute on the piano and the guitar. But C, E, G, and just by lowering the third a half step, that's how you get a minor triad, okay? Always, that's it. That's how you do it. Now let's look at a C augmented, usually indicated by that. Sometimes you'll see a C, A, U, G in old music, but most of the time it's just indicated by a little plus sign. And to get a C augmented chord, you have to sharp or raise the fifth a half step. So this, regardless of what key you're in, if you want an augmented chord, you have to take the basic triad and raise the fifth a half a step. So let's spell that. We have C, E, and then G sharp. And that gives us a C augmented chord. See, we're spelling triads. That's another concept. And in the workbook, the workbook makes sure that you kind of do this exercise. It'll really cement this concept into your head. And then we have the last type of triad is a C diminished. And that's the formula for that is to flat the third and flat the fifth. So that would be C, E flat, and G flat. That's a real dark kind of a sound. But those are the four types of triads. And it's important to learn how to spell those. Again, think of them as altering the major triad. I think that's the easiest way to think of these other chords. When you see a C minor, you go, or an F minor, you say, okay, it was an F major, and they just lowered the third a half step. If you see an A minor, oh, well, that was an A major, and they lowered the third a half step. So let's take a look at the piano. Again, key of C is a helpful key just for the visual, getting the visual. So we have major is root, third, and fifth. 1, 3, 5, or root, third, fifth. Okay? Now, to get a minor chord, we always flatten or lower the third degree of the scale. That's how you get a minor chord. So we're going to go root, third, fifth. So we started with a major. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay, and a lot of you already know that. Now let's look at the third type, which is augmented, and the formula is 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay, we raise the fifth of the chord, and that gives you an augmented triad. Again, it's rarely used in the kind of music that we play. However, occasionally it's in there, a nice juicy chord. Let's see, the Matt Redman tune, You are God in heaven. There's an augmented chord. So I'll let my words be few. There's that augmented, okay? Okay, and then the fourth type of triad is a diminished triad, and the formula for that is the root, and then we flatten the third or lower the third a half step, and then we also lower the fifth. So we have root, third, and then take the fifth and lower it. Very dark, like a horror movie or something. And again, when do we use that? Rarely. Okay, and that's typically, it functions as a 7 chord. So in the key of C, remember, we have a B diminished, and it wants to be resolved up to the C, okay? So typically, a diminished chord is used functioning as a 7 chord, or occasionally, if we're in the key of C, it's you can use it as like a sharp 4, which is like, and then 4, 5, 1, so it's 1, and then it's kind of juicy. Diminished, it's a sharp 4 diminished, definitely not diatonic, okay? And then 4, 5, 1. Here's something else I want to do.